Why is the TV show Breaking Bad so popular? Why do so many people admire Walter White, a man who lies, manipulates, and destroys lives? Did Breaking Bad accidentally reveal something fundamental about human nature? The answer is simple and yet also profoundly complex. Breaking Bad is not about drugs, crime, or even morality. It's all about power. When we first meet Walter White, he is a man without power. He's intelligent, capable, profoundly overqualified, and yet invisible. He drifts through life, mild-mannered, compliant, and chronically underestimated. Walter is not evil at the start of the story. He's disempowered. He has little agency, little control, and little sense that his actions really matter. His life unfolds at the whim of bosses, institutions, finances, and the success of others. And I think this is why so many people see themselves in Walter White. Modern life often leaves us feeling trapped, running races we didn't choose, playing games we don't believe in, living far below our potential. For Walter, life is grey, predictable, small, and then comes his diagnosis. Terminal lung cancer doesn't just threaten his life, it forces a confrontation with a terrible reality that he might die without ever having truly lived. From that moment on, Walter White begins to change. Bit by bit, he begins his transformation into the notorious Heisenberg. Now, Heisenberg isn't merely Walter White's criminal alter ego. Heisenberg is the embodiment of Walter White's true agency. Where Walter was passive, Heisenberg takes action. Where Walter merely endured, Heisenberg shapes his reality. Now, this is crucial. Heisenberg is not something new that just appears out of nowhere. He's the part of Walter White that has lied dormant for many years, suppressed, restrained, and never fully and completely expressed. Power in this sense is not about domination and cruelty. It's about authorship. For the first time in his life, Walter begins to feel the experience of what it's like to matter, to create outcomes, to impose his will on reality, to become a causal agent in the world. And once a human being tastes that, it's impossible to go back. This is also why the Breaking Bad spin-off, Better Call Saul, also resonates with so many people. We meet Jimmy McGill, who, like Walter, begins as a frustrated, under-realized man. Talented, creative, and sharp, yet stuck on the margins and never really taken seriously. And again, we watch the same transformation unfold. Jimmy McGill becomes Saul Goodman, a man who is effective, decisive, influential. Across both shows, we are drawn not to criminality and violence, but to transformation. We watch ordinary people cross the threshold from powerlessness to agency. And beneath it all is a hidden, unspoken thought. I wish I could do that. Not sell drugs and not break the law, but to stop being invisible, to stop being passive, to stop living a life entirely dictated by others. At its core, Breaking Bad taps into a universal human drive, the drive for power, which, when properly understood, is not something pathological. It's fundamental. Power is agency. Power is competence. Power is the ability to create, contribute, and shape the world rather than merely endure it. We all carry an image of who we could become, our ideal self, our realized self. But fear, doubt, conformity, and comfort often keep that person locked away. Stories like Breaking Bad give us a glimpse of what might happen when that lock finally breaks. Not a moral instruction manual, but a psychological mirror. They remind us of a truth that we try very hard to forget. A life without power is a life half lived. And the hunger to become more than what we are is not a flaw. It's the beginning of your personal renaissance, your personal rebirth. The question is this: where in your life have you handed your power away? Ultimately, Walter White died, but before he died, he truly lived. He became fully alive, dangerous, yes, but undeniably transformed. The tragedy isn't that he broke bad. The tragedy is that it took terminal cancer for him to finally wake up. Now you have time. The question is, will you use it? Or will you end up like Walter White, invisible, unrealized, a ghost in your own life? Subscribe to Project Renaissance if you are ready to truly live. Not through crime, through creation. Not through domination, through contribution. Not Heisenberg's path, but one that is truly your own. Let your personal renaissance begin.